Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Just taking a look here at Bitcoin, see what's going on. 60,500, instantly rejected off that golden pocket / point of control. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a minute, it didn't instantly reject, it went above that level. If you look at the 4-hour and or the daily time frame, those are the more impactful time frames to look at. Those are going to confirm that we had a pretty solid resistance at that range. So it's pretty standard trading stuff here, honestly. I mean, in most cases you want to try to trade into that if you know kind of what's happening. Generally speaking, again, from a macro perspective, from a swing trader's perspective, you don't just jump in blindly to that. So either way you look at it, we've got a nice little pump as soon as this descending trend line is broken. And my original plan was to essentially buy the dip here at about 59.5, right? So roughly to catch that next little pullback, price continue to further up. This happens all the time, folks. So just get used to that if you aren't already. Quick congrats to our community though here. Got some nice little profits from, which one was it here? Near Protocol, 32%. Good ETH, 25%. Those are both longs. And then of course, yesterday, day before, we took profits on Bitcoin and Aave. Those are two shorts over the weekend. So again, hitting it on different directions there. We also have a short open with SUI as well. That is a high risk short. So please understand that's kind of higher risk. So what we want to look at first of all though is a few other key factors here before we get started. And future reference to my members, I just sent out an update on this regarding my trade alerts, so make sure you check this out. I do provide you with trade alerts for coins that I'm covering, and again, these inevitably turn into trade signals. They're kind of just like a precursor to letting you know kind of what my thoughts are before I take the trade, if I do take it. I don't always take the trades, but I do like to kind of let you know kind of what's going on in my mind, so that way you can make your own informed decision, right? Again, you always want to use your own risk tolerance when you're trading and make sure that you never, don't point the finger, point the finger at yourself and make sure that you learn from all your mistakes if you're having them, right? It's never anyone else's fault, it's your own, and truthfully, good traders are going to own that, right? So just some friendly advice. Again, my videos are laden with friendly advice, so if you don't like that, perhaps you want to leave. And to the troll who keeps thumbs downing my video, you're the only person that does that. I think it's kind of hilarious. You're actually doing me a favor by getting me more clicks. So just so you know, joke's on you. Let's take a quick look here. 60,500, liquidation is at 63,000. That is essentially that level we talked about for a while. We know this is a heavy concentration. So more likely to see 63K hit first. And when I say first, it doesn't mean we're just going to go 63 and down to 54, but we do have a concentration liquidation at 54,000 and just sub 50,000 even. So while I'd love to see the price points down at that level, the longer we spend at this point, we keep honoring our ascending trend lines, there's all the more reason why we're more likely to see the price go up than down. Okay, so even though I have a chunky amount of limit orders set at these liquidation events, I am more than happy to see the price go up. Honestly, I'm definitely not one of those persons that wants to see I'm not a perma bear or a perma bull either. I think it's pretty dim-witted to do either, honestly. The trend is your friend, folks. Let's treat that as such. So let's take a look here. What is the current trend right now? Well, the truth is we're below all moving averages, and until we get over 64,000 roughly, we're going to be in a situation where we're not in great shape. Okay, honestly, 63K is probably going to be that little shift in momentum, that little that trend setter, so to speak. But for right now, until we get over the 20 or the 50 on the daily, I'm not super sold Bitcoin is back on track. Okay, so again, we're below a lot of resistances. We're seeing 50 in the RSI still holding. And of course, even though money flow index is increasing and MACD is starting to converge, we haven't truly broken bullish yet. So let's not get too premature, too ahead of ourselves, but the truth is the smaller time frames are looking better. And the more and more time you spend with smaller time frames averaging themselves out to be positive, you're going to see that translate into the daily. Okay, again, we're a little premature here, but let's take a look here. We talked about this earlier. We were kind of wavering above and below 50 in the RSI. We're now soundly above, so likely to see some support at 60,000. That's just kind of a standard number. You'll see consistent, very large round numbers are typically going to be good support and resistance levels. We can see here as well, MACD is converging too. We haven't seen this in a while. Last time we saw convergence was August 5th. That's roughly a week ago. And the last time it converged, it looked like this here. Okay, so sideways, sideways, and then up, sideways, sideways. So are we going to see a repeat of that, right? Is that going to be a repeat? So could look like this here, right? Potential. It's definitely something that could happen. But again, these are just lines on the charts, folks. We don't know if that's the case. But the truth is, when we look at the 4-hour time frame, we're seeing a lot more convergences, a lot more benefit, and it's looking better. Okay, we're over the 20 and the 50-day SMA. Those are very positive signs, reaffirming that support at the 59.6 to 60 0.2K, right? So this little area here between 0.5, 0.382 is more than likely going to hold. In fact, we're probably decent probability of seeing a bounce off 60,000, okay? Again, that's just based on the more so micro transactions here, letting us know where we're at. If we do take a look here a little closer, I'll go ahead and update our playout chart, of course, and post a new one on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. But while we're here, we can see this pretty significant value gap down as low as 59.8, 59.7, right in that range. So a lot of times these fair value gaps are swept. We're seeing the same thing. I just looked at this with Celestia too. There's a decent chance we'll see that before the next bounce, right? So if that happens with Bitcoin, then obviously our next target would be an entry at the 59.5 range. That's my original area I wanted to get in. We just saw this pump here out of nowhere and the price action's pulling back. So it would make sense for this fair value gap to be filled. We'd also be above majority of moving averages even if we come down that low, and the more likelihood of seeing the price action bounce from there, okay? We combine that with Ichimoku Cloud, we can see this lower level here. Also, I highlighted this on my previous playout chart from earlier today. There's a solid chance that 59.8 will hold, okay? So we're seeing a common denominator here, a common area that keeps reoccurring. This 59.5 upwards of 60,000, that support range. So I think this little area here will provide some decent support, and this is getting me in the mood for a potential long position between 59.5 and 60K, all right? So again, that's kind of where we're at there. And if the price ends up breaking down, that would invalidate that kind of trade, of course. I think if we lose this 0.382 fill level, we close below 59.5 on the daily some point tomorrow or later in the week, then it would invalidate that and we could see further downside. But for right now, the hourly time frame is looking like it wants to shift the momentum. So I'm going to be looking for an entry somewhere in this range. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert, and I'll post our playout chart here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. And I really hope that you did, in fact, learn something here today. Okay, so if you did, comment below, like, subscribe, follow, the whole 9 yards. Deeply appreciate that. You want to be a better trader, CryptoCache.tag is the site, link down below. And for the love of all that is wonderful, make sure you read, or sorry, more so watch and enjoy my university videos, okay? A lot of community members come over here just for the signals, and if you're not learning, you're not doing yourself a service. You shouldn't have to piggyback off anybody else's success. You should do this for your own. So it'd be nice for you to be able to do this on your own, right? It seems like a sensible, logical thing. I hope that works well for you if you decide to go that route. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll see you again in the next one. Take care.